what it means for your money. CNBC Tomorrow.
Right now, the House is debating its economic jumpstart package. A vote for passage is expected in a couple of hours now. The weak economy, of course, is on the front burner as Republican candidates try to shine in today's Florida primary. We're just a week away from the 22-state primary called Super Tuesday. Let's talk about the economic stimulus package and the two versions that are kind of making their way through Congress right now. Joining us, the author of Los Republicanos, Republican strategist Leslie Sanchez, and Faz Shakir, who's director of research at Center for American Progress. Faz, the Senate Finance Committee is working on its own package, which is much broader and affects a lot more people. And you're more in favor of that package than you are the House version, right?
Well, the House reached a good compromise. I think they had to weed out some of the things that the Senate is now thinking about including, which is unemployment insurance, some home energy assistance, those kinds of things, food stamp benefits. I think those are all valuable things. I don't know if it's worth jeopardizing the compromise that we've reached, however.
Leslie, what do you think?
That's the best point that we could hear. I mean, sincerely, the president talked about not loading this stimulus package up like a Christmas tree. And in an election year, that's something that they're tempted to do. There is no appetite for that. I think the best ammunition the president has against that is his veto pen,
but the Senate,
which he's already...
Members of the Senate Finance Committee are saying that you need a broader package, that the tax rebates that they're talking about in the House won't solve all the problems, that you need to help those people who are a lot more affected with, road paving. You can create jobs there. With the unemployment extension, you can help people who are out of jobs right now.
That's really not the purpose of the plan. I mean, there's a couple things to think about. In reality, you can look and people can debate about the true impact of this economic stimulus plan, but there's a couple of things. The FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac increase in limits for the housing market is probably one of the most important things and the relief that people need immediately. But secondly, this is to ensure public confidence. The president is using his executive power. He is not Herbert Hoover waiting for market forces to take hold. He is moving and taking action, and I think that's what American public is looking for. That sense of confidence, being more psychological, is what's going to have an impact in this plan.
Faz, that the Senate does not see itself as a rubber stamper for the House. They are pretty resolute with their plan. Do you think they risk derailing the whole process?
Yeah, of course. I think ultimately it'll come down to procedure. I think it'll depend on which bill ultimately goes to the Senate floor for a vote. If Harry Reid puts up the House bill first, I think it's got a good chance of going through. If he wants to thwart the process, I don't think he will. I think they'll want to reach a compromise here. But I think this is more of a song and dance right now to show for the senators to show that they are taking care of their interests.
Leslie, let me turn you to Florida, where McCain and Romney are in something of a dead heat, if we believe the polls there in that primary. What will turn that primary dead, do you think? Is it the economy?
It really is. I mean, I've been here for the last several days, and that is the talk of the town and around here. You have not only the hurricane issues, but also decline in home prices, the cost of living is declining. And if you look at a Mason-Dixon poll of Floridians, it says that 43% believe that their quality of life is actually declining, and the number of people moving to the state has slowed to a trickle. This is really top of mind for many voters. It's an advantage to Governor Romney. I have to say that while there's tremendous support for John McCain, that is it's going to be the economy in Florida.
What is it about Romney that gives him the edge over McCain on that issue?
It's more so that he's been talking about it. He's been showing a coalescing sense of leadership on the economy, right or wrong, whether you agree with him. He's very strong there, proven there, and that seems to be his message. And even the thing you have to look at with John McCain, he's secured some tremendous endorsements. They're both splitting and appealing very much to the Hispanic vote here, which is important. But senior citizens are concerned about the cost of living, and people are concerned about paying their mortgages.
And Faz, do you think the Democrats risk a backlash of sorts since they control both houses of Congress at a time when the economy is slowing down as appreciably as it is?
No, I think they're the ones who are offering ideas. If you think about Romney, who's selling himself as the next NBA president, we went through one, we know how that went. But if you listen to what he's saying, what is he saying about the housing market? I don't think he's talking to Florida voters about the problems that they're facing, home construction, home refinancing, home equity loans, the problems that they have in the housing market are like governing their lives. And so I don't think the Romney is talking about those things. If you're looking at solutions for those, I think that the Democrats are the ones who are actually proposing staving off foreclosures in ways that are actually novel and interesting and could help.
I have to really disagree with that. Not only with death taxes, not instituting the president or securing the president's tax cuts. I mean, there's numerous things. You can have Barack Obama who talks like a centrist. Let's be realistic. Barack Obama talks like a centrist but votes like a liberal if he chooses to vote at all. And Hillary Clinton wants to do nothing more but tax us continually and increase our government regulation. Those are not good things for our economy, and I think anybody, and especially CNBC viewers, know that.
Well, you've given a talking point against Democrats, but you still don't have an idea for how to get us out of this mess. I think the Republicans are all about extending the Bush tax cuts, which have sunk us into a deficit. You know, we had a $250 billion surplus. Now we're at $250 billion deficit. I think we got to change the Bush economy, and ending the permanent tax cuts is the first start.
All right.
Not like cutting the corporate tax rate.
Are you two running for office? You sound like it. Good job. Thank you. Good to see you both. We'll take a break. As you know, iPod's huge success.